Now, in conjunction with this tailgate step and the work surface on this vehicle, which we have covered in a previous video, we'll cover it here really quickly. I have inches and centimeters on this work surface. Of course, I have a space for a tape measure, a spot for my phone back here in the back, a couple slots for some pens. I've got a couple more slots for pens and markers of that sort. The tailgate is where the party happens, so I have not only a bottle opener, but I can use that as a double for a tie down. And then I've also got a clamping mechanism here through this little cubby hole here. You can clamp your piece of wood, you can cut it off with your circular saw, you can also use it as a vise to hold a certain device down or a certain object down while you're working on it. And then moving on over to the side, of course, how am I going to use those circular saws? How am I going to use a chop saw? How am I going to use a welder? Well, with the Ford Lightning, we have Pro Power on board. It's 7.2 kilowatts of power. And like I mentioned earlier, this one here up on top, that's going to be 240 volts at 30 amps. That's level 2 charging capable. So you could charge someone else's EV off of this vehicle if you needed to get them a little extra range. You find them stranded on the road. It'd be nice for you to help out another individual who's also riding an EV vehicle. And then in conjunction with that, you have your 120 outlet, 20 amps, 2 of them here. And you have another 2 right here. Now, I don't have to go into the cab to turn this feature on. I can simply just turn this green button on and I've already got power on demand. I can start using it right away. If any of these were to pop a breaker, the breakers are really simple. You just push these 2, one of the 2, depending on which one you broke, and it'll be illuminated to where you can actually find out which one popped. Maybe you're drawing too much energy out of that one socket and maybe you need to devise it amongst the rest of them there. So really good, useful power output in the back of this vehicle. This is the same generator output that you can find in your F-150 hybrids, and that can be on any level of hybrid, but of course this is going to be on every level of Ford Lightning, so this will always be here. Like I mentioned, you can option for the 9.6 kilowatt output, which is going to give you the mega frunk power, but if you didn't, you will certainly have this, and this one being the big daddy of them all, 240 volts at 30 amps. All right, folks, so the rest of the part of this bed is actually pretty much the same as your current F-150 layout. You have an LED bed light system in here that's going to flash LED bright light into the inside of the bed, and then of course you got the 5th wheel bed camera and the 3rd brake light also shining light down into the bed should you not have a cover on it. You may or may not put a cover on this due to you having the front trunk or the mega frunk as it's called, but if you need additional storage space, you can certainly put a cover on this and have additional equipment go in here under covered space. You also have these tie downs. They are included on every F-150 as long as they're included with the brackets, and those are lockable by key. It adds additional tie down points within the bed of the truck. And then of course, since I have the tail lights, reverse lights on here on the tailgate itself on the opposite side, Ford's gone ahead and integrated a reverse light within the cover of this tailgate. So when you do drop this tailgate, if you do find yourself putting it in reverse, don't worry, the people behind you will see that your reverse lights are on, and so they've gone ahead and done that for us as well, and it's sort of hidden and tucked away, which makes it sort of convenient.